Hey guys, Matt here. This is my review of The Suicide Squad. This movie is directed by James Gunn from the Guardians of the Galaxy fame, and the movie stars Idris Elba, Margot Robbie, John Cena, Joel Kinnaman, and a whole slew of other actors. Now, right off the bat, let me be clear that this movie isn't exactly a sequel to the 2016 film. This is more of a reboot, even though four of the actors do return, and the premise is the same. Amanda Waller, who's in charge of this top secret government organization, takes these criminals from prison and says, hey, I'll give you a reduced sentence, but I'm also going to give you an explosive charge in your head. So if you don't do what I ask of you, now, going into this movie, I was a little worried only for one thing, and that was the Idris Elba character of Bloodsport. I was like, okay, so this is going to be Will Smith 2.0. This is going to be like Deadshot, but not Deadshot. And I thought it was going to be copy and paste. And even though their character arcs are similar, because Bloodsport also has a daughter, Bloodsport is much more fleshed out. And that's one thing I do appreciate about this movie over the previous one, is that you care about the characters. Every character has a moment to shine. They have a scene. They have a moment where you actually care about them and the rest of the team. The best way I can describe this movie is it's like taking The Expendables with Sylvester Stallone and Guardians of the Galaxy. You have the action, drama, and violence, but then you also have the quirky, silly, bonkers comedy from Guardians of the Galaxy. Now, James Gunn has the comedy, and he has the hijinks, but he also has a darker tone in this movie. He's got his Guardians comedy, but he also has his like super or Slither type violence and dark humor. Now here it works because you're dealing with a team of villains as opposed to superheroes. You're allowed to go balls to the wall. You're allowed to go crazy. You can go violent. You can curse. You can do all these different things that you'd be restricted if you did a movie about the big three, Batman, Superman, or Wonder Woman, because you don't have to stay within the line, so to speak. You don't have to be careful. You don't have to be safe. Here, they're a bunch of villains, and they're expendable, so you can kill whoever you want and get away with it. Now, the team is strong. There are a lot of twists and turns and surprises in this film, and you are going to have a couple weak spots. For me, there was a subplot regarding this rebel group led by, I think her name's Alice Braga. She's from the Predators movie. She's in a couple other things. That subplot you really didn't care for, but, you know, the villains in the movie also, they're kind of weak. They're your typical, you know, Hispanic dictator guy that's oppressing the people. And I would be remiss if I didn't talk about Margot Robbie. Yum. Why? Because she plays Harley Quinn and she plays her wonderfully. And this movie actually got the character right because it used the red and black color scheme. Red and black, red and black, red and black. And you don't have to necessarily see Birds of Prey or Suicide Squad to understand who this crazy lady is. You don't need to understand her relationship with the Joker, because here they show you the sensitive side of her. They show you the crazy side of her, and they show you why she can at times be like that annoying character in a group of friends, but she works here. She works with a lot of them because she cares about her teammates. She cares about the mission. Yeah, she's a little bonkers and she can do whatever she wants at random moments. Like I said, she's the wild card, but she fits in this movie and she's too valuable for DC to let go anytime soon. And just so I'm not misunderstood, this movie wasn't just silly violence, because it isn't. This movie actually has heart to it. You have connections between some of the characters, like Ratcatcher 2 and King Shark is a lot like the Harley Quinn and Killer Croc dynamic in the first film. You have Bloodsport and the relationship with his daughter. And you have characters fleshed out to a point to where if you didn't care about them before, or you didn't think you'd care about them or grow any attachment, you do. Polka Dot Man sounds silly, sounds absurd, is a character that in a million years I never thought I would give, any cares about. But after you watch this movie, characters arc. You have the loner that doesn't feel like they are, any integral part of the mission. By the end of the movie, you're like, wow, they actually helped out a whole lot. If not, saved the team multiple times. And so there's heart. There's compassion. And so that's what James Gunn does so brilliantly in this movie, is he makes you care about these characters. So aside from the supporting characters like the villain and the rebel group leader, and the music being kind of forgettable, everything else in this movie works. the acting, the comedy, the violence, and like I said, the emotion is all there. And yes, there are two credit scenes in the movie. There's like the opening credit scene after like the silly credits, and then there's after the scrolling credits as well. So make sure you stay tuned for both of those. So because this movie works, because James Gunn hit a home run, and because this is a nice, refreshing, surprise that's different from all the, hero-laden DC movies that we've been getting, the Suicide Squad works, and that's why it's getting an A. So until next time, guys, see ya.